Have you ever dreamed of discovering buried treasure? Hidden somewhere in our world are fortunes beyond imagination, waiting for someone brave enough to find them. Today, we're exploring 6 legendary lost treasures that have captivated treasure hunters for decades, and in some cases, centuries. These aren't just stories. These are real historical mysteries that could make someone incredibly wealthy if they ever found. Let's dive in. Our first treasure is known as the 8th wonder of the world. The Amber Room was an entire chamber decorated with 6 tons of amber panels, gold leaf, and mirrors. Created in the 18th century for the Catherine Palace near St. Petersburg, Russia, this masterpiece was valued at over $500 million in today's currency. But here's where the mystery begins. During World War II, the room was disassembled and taken by German forces. The panels were last seen in Königsberg Castle in 1944. After that, they vanished without a trace. Many theories exist about what happened. Some believe the treasure was destroyed during the bombing of Königsberg. Others think it was hidden in secret underground bunkers or mines throughout Germany. Treasure hunters have searched caves, old military installations, and even beneath buildings, but nothing has been found. The most popular theory suggests the Amber Room lies somewhere in a network of tunnels near the former Königsberg, now Kaliningrad. Despite numerous expeditions and modern technology, the location remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. What makes this treasure so special isn't just its monetary value. It represents an irreplaceable piece of art history that the world has been trying to recover for over 80 years. The Knights Templar were warrior monks who became incredibly wealthy during the Crusades. They controlled banks, owned property across Europe, and accumulated vast amounts of gold, silver, and religious artifacts. Their treasure became legendary, and then it disappeared. In 1307, King Philip IV of France ordered the arrest of all Templars. The night before the raids, many Templars mysteriously vanished, and with them, their treasure. Historical records show that 18 ships left the port of La Rochelle in France just before the arrests began. These ships were never seen again. So where did the treasure go? Theories abound. Some believe it was taken to Scotland, which wasn't under the Pope's authority at the time. Others point to Oak Island in Nova Scotia, Canada, where a mysterious money pit has been excavated for over 200 years, with no conclusive findings. Another popular theory suggests the treasure was hidden in Rennes-le-Château, a small village in southern France. A priest there, Berenger Saunière, suddenly became extremely wealthy in the late 1800s after renovating his church, leading many to believe he discovered something hidden there centuries earlier. The Templar treasure could include not just gold and jewels, but also sacred relics like pieces of the True Cross, the Holy Grail, or the Ark of the Covenant. The combination of historical mystery and religious significance makes this one of the most sought-after treasures in the world. To this day, treasure hunters, archaeologists, and historians continue searching for clues in medieval documents, ancient buildings, and remote locations across Europe and beyond. Next, we head to South America in search of the legendary city of Pititi, the lost city of gold. For centuries, explorers have been captivated by tales of an ancient Incan city hidden deep within the Amazon rainforest, filled with unimaginable riches. The legend began after the Spanish conquest of the Inca Empire. The last Inca emperor, Atahualpa, supposedly promised a room full of gold as a ransom. Even after delivering it, the Spanish executed him. The remaining Inca people were said to have fled into the jungle, taking their immense wealth with them to a secret city named Paititi. Is Paititi real? The evidence is tantalizing. Spanish missionaries and conquistadors wrote about a city of gold deep in the jungle east of the Andes. In 2001, an Italian archaeologist discovered ancient documents in the Vatican archives that seemed to point to the city's existence. He later led an expedition that found Incan ruins and tools in a remote area of Peru, but no city of gold. Modern satellite imagery has revealed strange, pyramid-like structures hidden beneath the dense jungle canopy in the same region, reigniting interest in the legend. Explorers continue to risk their lives, braving venomous snakes, dense jungle, and uncontacted tribes in search of Paititi. If found, it would not only be a discovery of immense wealth, but would also rewrite our understanding of Incan civilization and its final days. Our fourth treasure takes us to the high seas. The Flor de la Mar, or Flower of the Sea, was a Portuguese ship that sank in 1511 while carrying a legendary treasure. As the flagship of the Portuguese Navy, it had just helped conquer the wealthy city of Malacca in modern-day Malaysia. The ship was loaded with the spoils of war, a treasure so vast it was described as the largest the Portuguese kingdom had ever seen. The cargo included over 60 tons of gold, chests of diamonds, rubies, and sapphires, along with priceless artifacts and the golden throne of the King of Siam. But the Flor de la Mar never made it back to Portugal. On its return journey, it was caught in a violent storm in the Strait of Malacca. The ship was torn apart and sank, taking its legendary treasure to the bottom of the sea. The captain, Afonso de Albuquerque, barely survived by clinging to a raft, but the treasure and most of the crew were lost. For 500 years, treasure hunters have searched for the wreck. The challenge is immense. The Strait of Malacca is a busy shipping lane with strong currents and a murky seabed, making it incredibly difficult to locate a 500-year-old shipwreck. While several companies have claimed to have found the wreck, none have provided conclusive proof. The treasure of the Flor de la Mar, estimated to be worth billions of dollars today, remains one of the most valuable lost treasures in maritime history, waiting to be rediscovered beneath the waves. From the ocean, we now turn to the American Wild West and the legend of the Lost Dutchman's gold mine. Hidden somewhere in the Superstition Mountains of Arizona is a mine filled with gold, and its story is steeped in mystery and death. The tale begins in the 1870s with a German immigrant named Jacob Waltz, the Dutchman of the legend. Waltz would periodically show up in Phoenix with saddlebags full of high-grade gold ore, claiming he had found a secret mine. He kept its location a closely guarded secret, only revealing vague clues before his death in 1891. He allegedly drew a crude map for a neighbor who cared for him, but this map has led countless people on a deadly chase. The Superstition Mountains are rugged, unforgiving, and according to Apache legend, cursed. Many who have searched for the mine have disappeared without a trace or met with mysterious accidents. Some believe the mine is protected by the spirits of those who died trying to find it. Over the years, numerous maps have surfaced, each claiming to reveal the true location, but none have led to the gold. Despite the danger, the lure of the Lost Dutchman's mine is too strong for many to resist. Dozens of treasure hunters still venture into the mountains each year, equipped with metal detectors, old maps, and a sense of adventure, hoping to be the one to solve a 150-year-old mystery. Finally, we come to a treasure that's not just gold and jewels, but a priceless piece of human history. The Lost Library of the Russian Tsars, also known as the Golden Library of Ivan the Terrible, is a collection of thousands of ancient Greek, Roman, and Byzantine texts that supposedly disappeared centuries ago. This legendary library was started by Ivan III's wife, a Byzantine princess who brought a vast collection of books with her to Moscow in the 5th-10th century. Her grandson, Ivan the Terrible, expanded the collection and was said to have hidden it somewhere beneath the Moscow Kremlin. The library was rumored to contain unique texts from the Library of Alexandria and other ancient sources, which would be invaluable to historians today. After Ivan the Terrible's death, the library vanished. Some historians believe it was destroyed in one of the many fires that swept through Moscow over the centuries. Others believe it's still hidden in a secret chamber or a network of tunnels beneath the Kremlin. In the 20th century, Soviet leaders ordered extensive searches of the Kremlin's underground passages, but nothing was ever found. The search continues in old archives and through archaeological digs, driven by the hope of uncovering a lost world of knowledge. Finding this library would be like discovering a time capsule from the ancient world. From sunken ships to hidden cities and secret libraries, these legendary treasures continue to fuel our imagination. They represent more than just wealth. They are links to our past, unsolved mysteries waiting for a final chapter. Perhaps one day, a lucky explorer or a determined researcher will uncover one of these fortunes. Until then, the search goes on, reminding us that there are still incredible secrets hidden in our world, waiting to be found. As World War II drew to a close, the German forces were in full retreat across Europe. According to a persistent legend, they loaded a heavily armored train with gold, priceless jewels, weapons, and masterpieces of art stolen from conquered nations. This train supposedly entered a secret network of tunnels in the Au Mountains near Walbersee, Poland, and then vanished without a trace. Eyewitness accounts from the time claim to have seen the train entering the mountain, with some even stating that the tunnel entrance was deliberately sealed with explosives to conceal the treasure forever. The estimated value of the cargo is staggering, potentially running into hundreds of millions, or even billions of dollars in today's money. In 2015, the legend roared back to life when two treasure hunters announced they had located the train using ground-penetrating radar. The claim sparked a global media frenzy, and the Polish government even publicly stated that the train might genuinely exist. Excavations were meticulously planned as the world watched with bated breath, but when the digging was finally completed, nothing was found. However, this disappointment has done little to deter believers. The mountainous region surrounding Walbersee is riddled with over 200 miles of tunnels, constructed by forced labor during the war as part of a massive, unfinished underground complex known as Project Rees. A significant portion of this network remains unexplored. Some researchers maintain that if the gold train is real, it must be hidden within one of the many sealed or collapsed tunnels that have yet to be thoroughly investigated. Others speculate that the treasure was moved and re-hidden before the war's end, or that the entire story was a piece of wartime propaganda designed to mislead Allied forces. The mystery only deepens when you consider that other significant Nazi treasures have been discovered over the years. In 1945, American forces uncovered millions in gold bars hidden deep within a German salt mine. More recently, in 1999, gold worth millions was found in a Swiss bank account linked to the Nazi regime. So the question remains, could a fortune still be waiting in those Polish mountains? During World War II, General Tomoyuki Yamashita earned the nickname the Tiger of Malaya for his successful military campaigns. According to legend, he also oversaw the systematic looting of Southeast Asia, amassing one of the largest plundered treasures in history. This legendary hoard is said to contain gold bullion, precious gems, sacred religious artifacts, and valuable metals from over a dozen different countries. As the war began to turn against Japan, Yamashita allegedly gave the order to hide this immense fortune in more than 170 secret underground tunnels and cave systems scattered throughout the Philippines. Some estimates place the total value of this hidden treasure in the hundreds of billions of dollars. The most famous alleged hiding spot is a tunnel network supposedly located beneath the Malakagang Palace in Manila. In the 1970s, a Filipino locksmith named Rogelio Roxas claimed he had discovered a solid gold Buddha statue and stacks of gold bars in one such tunnel. He later alleged that government forces tortured him and seized the treasure, which led to a complex legal battle that spanned decades. Numerous expeditions have been mounted in search of Yamashita's gold. While some treasure hunters have discovered old tunnels, military equipment, and evidence of past excavations, no massive treasure hoard has ever been officially recovered. The Philippine jungle is a vast and unforgiving landscape, filled with countless caves and underground systems that could easily conceal such a fortune. Skeptics argue that the entire story is a myth, contending that moving and hiding such an enormous quantity of gold without a trace would have been logistically impossible. However, believers point to historical documents that detail the systematic looting by Japanese forces, testimonies from individuals who claim to have participated in hiding the treasure, and the fact that only a tiny fraction of the alleged hiding spots have ever been properly explored. Whether it is a historical fact or an elaborate legend, the story of Yamashita's gold continues to inspire treasure hunters who brave the dense jungles and remote mountains of the Philippines, all hoping to make the discovery of a lifetime. In the rugged Superstition Mountains of Arizona, a legend whispers of a gold mine so rich you could pry pure gold from its walls with a simple pickaxe. This is the story of America's most famous lost treasure, the Lost Dutchman's Gold Mine. The tale begins in the 1840s. A Mexican family, the Peraltas, supposedly stumbled upon an incredible gold deposit deep within the mountains. They worked the mine, extracting vast wealth, but their fortune came at a price. According to the legend, Apaches attacked and killed most of the family, leaving the mine's location a secret once more, sealed by blood. Decades passed. Then, a German immigrant named Jacob Waltz entered the picture. Known locally as the Dutchman, a common misnomer for Germans at the time, Waltz would occasionally show up in Phoenix, his pockets filled with remarkably high-grade gold ore. He was a secretive man, always paying for his supplies with this mysterious gold, yet he never revealed its source. On his deathbed in 1891, Waltz finally broke his silence. He supposedly described the mine's location to a neighbor, Julia Thomas, who had cared for him in his final days. His clues were cryptic, a puzzle of landmarks and shadows, speaking of a hidden canyon and a view from a specific peak. For over 130 years, these dying words have fueled the dreams of thousands of treasure hunters. But the Superstition Mountains are not a welcoming place. The landscape is a brutal maze of canyons and cliffs. In the summer, temperatures can soar past 115 degrees Fahrenheit. The unforgiving terrain has claimed the lives of many who have dared to search for the Dutchman's gold. Some have vanished without a trace, their disappearances only adding another layer of mystique to the legend. Despite all our modern technology, from satellite imaging to ground-penetrating radar, the mine has never been found. Countless expeditions, armed with both old maps and new gadgets, have returned empty-handed. Some geologists even argue the whole story is a fantasy, claiming the area's rock formations are not the kind that would produce such a massive gold deposit. Yet, the search continues. Every year, a new wave of hopefuls arrives, drawn by the allure of untold riches and the thrill of the hunt. Maps are sold, theories are debated, and lifetimes are spent chasing a ghost in the mountains. The Lost Dutchman's mine has become more than just a treasure hunt. It's a cornerstone of American folklore. Is the gold really out there? Perhaps it was all mined out long ago. Perhaps Jacob Waltz's story was just a tall tale. Or maybe, just maybe, deep in a hidden canyon, a vein of pure gold is still waiting, glistening in the Arizona sun, ready for the one lucky person who can finally solve the Dutchman's riddle. Our final legend takes us south, to a story of piracy, betrayal, and a treasure so immense it's almost impossible to comprehend. This is the tale of the treasure of Lima. The year is 1820. Lima, the capital of Peru, is on the brink of fall into rebel forces during the Wars of Independence. The Spanish viceroy, fearing the city's incredible wealth would be captured, makes a desperate decision. He orders the evacuation of Lima's entire treasury. And what a treasury it was! We're talking about tons of gold and silver bars, magnificent jeweled swords, and hundreds of chests overflowing with precious gems. The collection included solid gold religious statues and artifacts from the city's cathedrals, crowned by a life-sized solid gold statue of the Virgin Mary holding the infant Jesus. The estimated value at the time was over $200 million. Today, it could be worth billions. This staggering fortune was loaded onto a single British merchant ship, the Mary Dear, commanded by Captain William Thompson. He was entrusted to sail the treasure to Mexico for safekeeping. But the temptation of unimaginable wealth proved too much to bear. Thompson and his crew turned on their passengers, killing the Spanish guards and priests who were watching over the cargo. They became pirates, sailing off into the Pacific with one of the greatest fortunes ever assembled. But their freedom was short-lived. A Spanish warship soon gave chase. Realizing they couldn't outrun their pursuers, Thompson and his crew allegedly sailed to the remote Cocos Island, a tiny, uninhabited dot of land off the coast of modern-day Costa Rica. There, they buried the entire treasure, drawing a map so they could return for it later. Eventually, the Spanish captured Captain Thompson and his first mate. To save their own lives, they agreed to lead their captors back to the treasure. But once they set foot on Cocos Island, the two men used their knowledge of the dense jungle to escape, vanishing into the wilderness. They were never seen again. Since that day, more than 300 official expeditions have scoured every inch of Cocos Island, searching for the treasure of Lima. Some have found tantalizing clues, a handful of gold coins, old tools, even signs of previous digging, but the main hoard has remained elusive. The island itself is the perfect vault. A dense tropical rainforest riddled with caves, cliffs, and ravines, where landslides and rapid growth can hide any trace of human activity. Some speculate the treasure was secretly found decades ago by a lone adventurer, who kept quiet to avoid legal battles with the Costa Rican government. Others believe it's buried so well, or so deep, that it will never see the light of day. Today, Cocos Island is a national park, and treasure hunting is heavily restricted, adding another challenge for any would-be searchers. But the legend endures. Somewhere beneath the tangled roots and volcanic rock of that tiny island, one of the world's most valuable lost treasures might still be hidden. The treasure of Lima remains a powerful and captivating mystery, a pirate story for the ages. So there you have it, 6 legendary lost treasures that could still be out there, waiting to be discovered. From the artistic wonder of the Amber Room to the staggering wealth of the treasure of Lima, These mysteries continue to captivate our imagination and inspire modern treasure hunters. Will any of these treasures ever be found? Maybe tomorrow, maybe never. But that's what makes them so fascinating. The possibility that somewhere out there, hidden beneath the earth or sea, lies a fortune beyond imagination. What do you think? Are these treasures real or just elaborate legends? Have you heard of any other lost treasures that deserve to be on this list? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the world of lost treasures, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating mysteries and historical deep dives. Ring that notification bell so you never miss an adventure. Thanks for watching, and who knows, maybe one day we'll be covering the story of how you discovered one of these legendary treasures. Until next time, keep exploring.